we were talking about his weight and stuff and, you know, our transformation, and he made the comment, it's nice not to be the fat kid for once in my life, you know, and that comment hit home because he never ever mentioned it in all this time that we'd been together. Like, I never realized his weight had bothered him so much.
Octavio Urias here, CEO of Raw Fitness, Paparazzi, that's what they call me. I'm here with this superstar couple, and guess what? These guys look totally different than when I met them. I was like, let me see your driver's license. Can I see your ID? Are you sure you're the same people? Because they have gone through an amazing transformation, and today I have the pleasure of sitting down next to them, and we're gonna share about their, share a little bit about where they started, how they got this far, and actually how they're working as a team to make sure that they're actually getting ahead and supporting each other, not holding each other back. So I'm here with Frankie and Angela. How you guys doing? You guys ready?
Doing good.
Thank you so much for coming in. So let's start. You guys see this awesome looking people right now, but what happens in fitness is a lot of times you see the after product, right? You see the six pack, you see the lean person, you see the muscle definition, and you don't see the before. And a lot of times people think, well, maybe they had more time than I did, or they had better genetics, or whatever, right? I'm in the disadvantage. So I like to start by just you guys share a little bit about that before. Where were you before this transformation? What were the pains? What were the disadvantages? Really the obstacles that you had to overcome so that everybody can understand where we're coming from and what we're gonna do with this.
Should I go first?
Sure. I always, played sports and stuff, but I was still always one of the bigger guys. Never one of the faster guys or the stronger guys, but just the bigger guy. This time last year, I started kind of working out. I would go to the gym, just 4 or 5 times a week I was going, but just not really having an idea what to do.
Just on your own?
On my own, yeah. Just looking at stuff online, different. Okay, I'm gonna do chest today. I'm gonna do back today, and then, just going and trying to figure it out. But what I didn't realize at that time was, man, I was still eating terribly. I still had extra body fat. I was still getting tired. I really couldn't do a whole lot. I tried to run a 5K one time and almost died, and it wasn't a whole lot, but I thought I was doing something. I was at the gym. I was trying to work, but I really wasn't seeing any progress. I wasn't seeing any change in my body. I wasn't getting anywhere. I still wasn't really happy with anything that I saw in the mirror. So that's kind of where I was at this point last year, and major change since then. And what were yours?
Well, this time last year, I was going to the gym as well. We always had to switch out because we have kids. With the busy lifestyle, we have practices, we have games, so we really couldn't go at the same time. So I didn't download the same apps he did. I'd go to the gym, I'd walk in, be completely uncomfortable because I had no clue what to do. I'd look at the little images on the machine and be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna try this today, and figure out which one of it worked. I probably worked the same machines every day that I went because those were the ones I was comfortable with, those are the ones I saw someone doing, so I can do that too. And I didn't really see the results at all. And I was also doing one of those shake programs where I ate once a day and I had 2 shakes for meals. And it was hard. I was hungry.
You mean like one solid meal only?
One solid meal.
And then just shakes?
Yeah, and so what I would do, I'd have my shake for breakfast, I'd have my shake for lunch, and then I was starving by dinner that I would overeat, and all the progress that I had made was gone because I was hungry all the time. I had headaches and I didn't feel good. And so to me, fitness, health was always the number on the scale. I just wanted to be a certain way. I wanted to be this little, and if the scale said it, I was tiny. It didn't matter about my body fat, my muscle. I never even considered those things when I was losing weight. I'd go to the gym, spend way too much time on the cell phone or in the sauna because I was uncomfortable. And the people at the front desk never acknowledged me. They never said hello. They saw my picture every day. It checked in, it said Angela, but never once did they say, hello, Angela, how are you doing today? Hey, do you need help with something?
Yeah.
Never once. And so I had to do it all alone. And so what took me 6 months here, I was spending a year there with no results. And so when we decided to do the 21-day challenge back in August, I said, let's try this. And he said, he was kind of skeptical, I think, but I'm like, let's do this,
Were you skeptical too?
I was scared a little bit because I was mostly on the treadmill. I thought I was in shape. I was like, we could do this. The first class, oh my God, I was sick. My mouth was dry. I was like, I'm going to vomit. I'm so glad this is only 30 minutes because I don't think I can go another minute. And so after that, we also decided that I was going to stay away from the shakes, that I was going to give that up and really try your meal plan. And after that, we haven't gone back. I spent a lot of money on those shakes.
So it's been since August of last year?
When you opened, it was August 27th.
So that's what, like 9 months or?
Yeah, about
we're
9
in
months.
June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
about 10 months. And you haven't gone back to that,
No.
and now you're seeing the amazing results.
Exactly. When I did my last fitness, because I did a challenge with them, and I'd gotten down to 124 pounds, and I was like, yes, I'm skinny, and I didn't think anything of it. And when they did my test, I was 32% body fat.
At 124 pounds?
At 124 pounds.
So your weight was on point.
Yes.
But not exactly your body composition.
Exactly.
Not what your body was made of, right?
And I didn't even think anything of it until I did my 6-week challenge with Raw, and I'm like, what the heck? And so when I did my 6-week challenge in January with Raw, I was already down to 25% body fat. And then when I did the 6-week challenge, I jumped down to 18. And so it was crazy. And I'm like, wow. I didn't change much in weight. And I dropped 3 or 4 pant sizes just within that challenge, and it was crazy. And I didn't realize that weight doesn't matter anymore.
Well, I mean, it's not what you weigh, is what you're made of, right? I mean, you could be at an ideal weight, but if you have a high body fat and no muscle, then you're gonna look flabby anyways.
Yes.
Right? And you're not gonna feel good anyways, and you're gonna be weak. And the type of compliment you get is, are you sick? What's going on with you, right? That's what, you gotta eat again, right? And when you actually forget the scale for a little bit and focus on developing that muscle, lowering the body fat, the scale is irrelevant because now you can see it wow, you look amazing, what are you doing? Now people start asking you. Right. So guys, you've come a long way. Talk to us about from coming from the beginning to where you first started with Raw, because I know for you guys that are watching, they're now at elite. Okay, so they've stepped it up. They are not holding back. So talk to us about that process from back then till now. What are the biggest obstacles that you face? How did you overcome them so that we can help our audience here, our Raw family? Maybe someone's going through the same thing and they want to really reach the next level. What would you have to say?
I mean, I think going through the whole process, starting at Raw, it's definitely a good step because it gets you, it gets you into shape, it gets you used to working out, it gets you kind of on schedule. So, every day you used to go in at a certain time and I'm going to work out, I'm going to do this. You kind of drop that initial weight, that body fat that we were talking about, within those first few months. Really, it's really such a big difference right away. It doesn't take a whole lot of time as long as you're, following the plan. So starting it Raw, going to those classes, I mean, it really gets you going, it gets you motivated. I mean, it gets you a feel for what Raw's all about. The family environment, the high intensity, the trainers that are going to be there to push you, but also guide you along the way, the right way, not just, go pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
They're there every step of the way, which makes it awesome. I know me personally, I got to a point where I started to drop some of the weight. But I was still wanting to put that muscle on, keep the strength, keep the endurance and all that stuff. And that's why when I got a little bit more information about Elite, that's why I said, I want to come try it out. I want to check it out, see what that's all about, so I can continue with the heavier weights, getting faster, stronger, those kind of things. Because like she said, it wasn't all about just what's that number on the scale anymore. You want to be a stronger person. You want to be able to have that endurance, to have that ability to go out and do those things. Like I said, we got kids, we got to keep up somehow. And me personally, that's really what I'm looking at is, I got a 2-year-old, I got a 16-year-old. I got to be able to keep up with them. And in, another 15 years, I got another one doing sports, in that kind of time frame. So I got to look at the long-term picture. Right. And that's where I look at, Raw wasn't a temporary fix. It's a long-term solution. It's a lifestyle now. And, we kind of talked about it and told you yesterday that I look forward to it. I build my day around coming here. Yeah. And that's really, I think taking that whole journey is kind of got us where we are now. Now it's part of our life. It's part of what we do.
And you kind of read my mind when you said about you have kids. And my question is like, how has this transformation, how has making time for yourselves to improve yourself made you better parents, or improved your daily life as parents? Has that impacted, you know, your parent lifestyle at all?
It has. Like, our daughter now comes to Raw. We made her try one of the turkey turnabouts. She was not happy at first. She was a grump. But then after she finished it, she came back and she's like, I want to go back. And so now we have her back, and she drives herself to Raw. I don't have to remind her. And like, she tells us, she's like, I'm so proud of you and Dad. She's all, because, you know, a lot of parents can be out there, run harder on the field, push harder. And she's like, and it's all talk. They're telling, you know, what they want you to do, but they don't do it. She's like,
exactly.
She goes, you guys do what you expect of me. And she's like, so it's hard for me not to want to be that, because I know you wouldn't ask me to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. And I said, I wouldn't, kid. I wouldn't ask you to get up at 4 when I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go ask you to work out, you know, at least once a day if I wouldn't do it. And so I think that's made her kind of proud of us. And
that's,
you know,
awesome.
And she loves Raw. She looks forward to going too. And what 16-year-old really enjoys going to work out?
Right. I mean, at 16 years old, you don't want to know anything about that, right?
She wants cheesecake.
Yeah.
But she's kind of giving that up because she's really trying to work on her body fat now too.
That's
you know?
awesome.
And she's always like, my friends keep saying you look like my sister and that you're crazy. And I'm like, we're a little crazy.
So you guys are setting the example.
Yes, definitely.
You're not preaching it. You're actually walking the walk,
right.
Being
Trying
the
to,
example.
yeah.
That's awesome. And you guys just light up talking about that,
Yes.
because you said you have a 2-year-old as well.
Yeah.
We have
So
4
that-
kids.
We have 4 total. But.
So you guys gotta have energy, right? Like, you have
Yes.
no choice. Like, because I know a lot of times before you get in shape, I don't know if it was you, but maybe you were sluggish. You couldn't keep up with them with the energy. They wanted to play, and you just wanted to like
Yeah.
later, or let me watch some TV, or let me go work, or so. That's great that you've made that change. How important is it to work as a team, as a couple? I know, because right now it seems like you guys are on the same page.
Yes.
Has it always been like that in fitness? Did you try something before where maybe each of you were doing their own thing and it wasn't working out that well? Maybe you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It makes, a huge difference. Like you said, it wasn't always that way. You know, we kind of talked about this time last year where, you know, we'd go to the gym, we'd do certain things. I was into, hey, let's lift some heavy weights and, you know, go from there. And I'd want to get her to go with me. She said, no, I don't want to, you know, it's too heavy. I'm not going to go do that. And she's like, hey, let's go run. No, I don't run. So
Yeah.
you go run, I'm gonna go lift something. And, you know, two separate, you know, directions that we were going there. Then, like, you know, kind of like she said, you know, at that point she was doing the shakes to supplement her meals. I was eating whatever was in front of me, you know, and, you know, 2 different directions there. And like I said, both of it, neither one of those was effective. We weren't really getting anywhere, and it was, you know, a constant struggle with, well, I'm gonna do this, you know, you go ahead and go do your shake. You know, she would go to the, you know, Herbalife shop, whatever it was during lunchtime. Okay, I'm gonna stop at Wendy's.
Yeah.
So it was hard.
Diet.
Yeah, exactly.
Wendy's, right? Like, just fuel your body with the right nutrients for all this workouts you're doing.
Yeah, and but I mean, honestly, that's what it was. That's how it worked out, and it wasn't effective. But, you know, now at this point, you know, we've kind of found that happy medium. You know, Raw gets you that intensity, that, you know, but it also gets you that strength. All those things that you really want to incorporate in a workout, we get it here. So we're able to both come, both enjoy it, both get something out of it. And then not only that, but like I said, we've really stuck to that meal plan. You know, we got to eat better, we got to do this. So we meal prep together. Every night, you know, we were in the kitchen, we're getting our breakfast ready for the next morning, or trying to put down what we're going to eat the next day. So now we do it as a team. We put it together.
Nice.
So filling the fridge with all the same thing is that much easier. You know?
But how, because I think this is beyond Raw or whatever gym you go to. I think it's just the fact of that you started working together towards the same mission. How can, like, for the people watching, like, how did you do that? How do you get there? Because a lot of times, maybe you want to do it, but your significant other maybe doesn't want to do it. Or, like, any tips or advice or anything like that for a Raw family?
There was a point where after eating fish, and I was like, oh, I'm so exhausted with eating this, like, you know, and I kind of miss the bad stuff, because you do. I'm not gonna lie, you do miss the bad stuff.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, eating fish, eating healthy is
How exciting, right?
Exactly. It's not sometimes.
Like, man, I wish I could have some more broccoli today.
Exactly. It's not like that.
Right.
And it was actually one night we were meal prepping, and I've only told this story once. But, and I probably complained a little bit, you know, I want this, I want that. And he kind of stayed strong probably at the beginning a lot more than I did. And we were cooking dinner, and also cooking meal prep for the next day because we had practices, we had to prepare. And we were talking about his weight and stuff and, you know, our transformation, and he made the comment, it's nice not to be the fat kid for once in my life, you know, and that comment hit home because he never ever mentioned in all this time that we'd been together, like I never realized his weight had bothered him so much, you know, and I guess it did. And at that point I was like, I'm not gonna complain about a single piece of fish again. I'm gonna meal prep, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure he stays on this track.
Wow.
And, you know, because it means a lot for me, for him to be happy and to be confident in his body. Like I've never seen this confidence in him, you know, and it makes me wanna be there for him. And, you know, if you're not there for your spouse, if you're not there for your partner, they're not gonna be as successful. They're not. Because it really takes a team to make anything work. And I think that's one of the reasons why Raw has been such a life changer for both of us. Because he pushes me to be a better person, I'm pushing him. He's gotten me to lift heavier. I never would have done that. I was mostly a cardio person. But now I want to be strong and not skinny. And I think he's been like my backbone through this. He's been my motivation, my inspiration. Like I want to be better for him. And it hasn't come easy because he had Graves' disease. So, you know, he has problems with his thyroid. They did the radiation treatment. And so it's not easy for him to lose weight. And so it makes me so proud that despite the sluggishness and like the fatigue, he comes and he gets up every morning, even if I have to nudge him a little bit. He gets up every morning and he comes and he drives and he puts in the work. And I know he puts 100% in because that's just who he is. But if you aren't your rock for your partner, it's not going to work. And I'm not saying you both need to be at Raw. That's not what I'm saying. But if they're at Raw, support them. Be there for them. Try it out. You might love it too. You know, I just think that everyone needs to find their niche, but support is the key to success.
That's awesome. I'm blown away. I don't think there's much more we can say after this, you know, but was there just any point where you, maybe when before this and you were on your own and maybe you resented the other person doing something for them, or like to try to get fit? Because that's something that I hear often, like, oh, well, it's because my spouse kind of gets jealous that I go here, or maybe they're kind of resentful, they're not fully supportive. I don't know if this has ever happened before. Of course, I don't think it's happening right now. I think like right now you guys just are on a roll, and that's so awesome and inspiring. But just to finish off, maybe if you have any advice there that we can help our Raw families, so that, because we don't want just one person in the family to be fit and be strong and be a Rasta, right? What about a Rasta family where everybody's strong, everybody's energetic, everybody has a strong mindset, and they could just conquer whatever life throws at them? And what example would that set for their kids? Imagine that.
Exactly.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, like you said, it's just, there were times where it wasn't always easy. She wanted to do certain things, you know, and I just wasn't on board with this. So you do get frustrated because they're not doing the same things you want to do, or,
right.
You know, it's, you don't quite understand where they're coming from. You know, they're on a different path, and you don't quite get that. So it makes it difficult, but it has really changed since then. And when you are doing things together, it makes it that much easier.
Now, has this improved your relationship?
Oh, absolutely.
As husband and wife?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that.
You used to fight a lot?
Yeah, and just, it's more just nitpicking, you know, back then. Yeah. That's what it was, just because, you know, there was just maybe different directions that we wanted to go with certain things at different times, but it's one thing when you start doing things as a team, but even, you know, separate from that, you start feeling better about yourself. You know, you're happy with yourself. You're happy with the way you feel, the way you look. You have that energy back. It's amazing what it does. Just, you know, when you take care of yourself personally,
right?
And then, you know, you also have someone there by your side. It makes it that much different. And like you said, it's improved so much. You know, not like there was ever, you know, a problem or, you know, nothing like that, but. Yeah, like you said, that nitpicking, that just those little things that maybe used to annoy you at one point, it doesn't matter anymore, because you look at, you know.
Because I was hungry.
It's just one meal a day, come on.
Yeah.
And then this guy's eating Wendy's?
I know, it was hard. He tried the shakes though, he tried them, but he's like, oh, I don't know how you do them.
Yeah, I couldn't do it after a while, it's too much.
Well, I'm proud of you guys. How much weight have you lost? What body fat percentage have you lost? Any numbers you want to share with our?
When I first started at Raw, or right before I started, I was probably fluctuating between about 220 and 225 at any given day.
Okay.
You know, didn't really know where my body fat was at that point. Not until January did I actually check my body fat, see where I was at, and I was sitting about 25% on my body fat. Mm-hmm. Now, I fluctuate between about 180, 185, depending on where I'm at, sitting about 15% body fat. So since Raw, I've lost close to 40 pounds, you know, on any given day. It's roughly about 40 pounds, and easily, you know, 10 to 15% body fat.
But you put on muscle.
And that too. I'm trying to. That's kind of the goal now. You know, I've hit an ideal weight, hit an ideal body fat. So now that's the next step is, you know, build that muscle. You know, put on the healthy weight.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You look younger, both of you guys actually.
Nice.
You guys look younger than when you started. Angela?
I've lost about 14% body fat since I started Raw.
Wow.
And I've only lost maybe 4 pounds.
And does it bother you now?
No, it doesn't at all.
Because before you were scale focused, right?
Yes, I was scale focused.
And that's okay at the beginning, but once you start getting more advanced, weight becomes secondary. So 14% body fat, that is some shocking progress. So congratulations, guy. I'm so proud of you and inspired just by hearing about your transformation and just seeing you guys. So I hope this inspires a lot of people and helps our Raw family raise their game, make the results happen, make their dreams come true so that they can be the best for them and their family. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thank you.